Hello folks, Frank and Dave back again on YouTube. I have another build here I'd like to share with you. I've done this one years past. Before I share the kit with you on YouTube, I'd like to be able to tell something about the airplane. The airplane itself is the TBF Avenger. The TBF Avenger Torpedo bomber was the successor to the TBD Devastator. After the Battle of Midway, when the TBD was stricken with the Navy Register, as it proved itself a failure during combat. The TBF Avenger became the mainstay of the United States Navy throughout the Second World War. The TBF carried a crew of 3 personnel. It carried a pilot, rear gunner, and a radio man. And the airplane was designed to carry either mines, 500-pound SCP bombs, and a torpedo. Its initial design was to carry a torpedo, Mark IV. The TBF was used throughout the Second World War. And the Second World War came, they became drones, some became trainers, some became Barrett bombers, and some went into the hands of the scrap heap, turned into razor blades. TBF was dubbed the Turkey. The power plant on the TBF Avenger was a Wright Cyclone 2800 horsepower motor. It was a powerful airplane, a very dependable airplane. It was the mainstay for the shipboard carrier fleet. Now as for the model, this is another kosher build here, folks. I'd like to bring little domestic kosher builds here, then I get into my scratch builds. That way kind of break things up a little bit. This is a Trumpeter kit. My wife got this for me for my birthday. And believe you me, this is one expensive kit. The kit at the time, 8 years ago, my wife bought it for me. It was, I think it was a sum of about $100, somewhere around there in that neck of woods. This kit is loaded. I mean, it's loaded. It's like the real airplane being disassembled, put inside a model box, and shipped to you. And all you got to do is put it back together again, and there you go. This thing is loaded. It comes with 2 sets of photo edge parts, rubber tires. The bomb bay, torpedo bay is completely loaded. The kit comes with bombs, mines, and 1 torpedo. The cockpit detail is superb. It's highly detailed, the cockpit is. Everything's in it, folks, everything. Throttle quadrants, everything. The dial console, dial panel is completely detailed with switches on it. It's painted in. Seat belts come with the kit to dress up the pilot seat, and also the radioman seat, and the gunner's seat as well. The tail gunner's compartment is completely detailed. Has straps on it. Elevates, trains, and revolves. This is a non-functioning model. The landing flaps are optional. The control surfaces are optional. This thing does everything but fly. And it's a very highly detailed model. And it's designed specifically for the intermediate builder and the expert builder. It's a little bit too expensive for the novice to put his hands on something like this, although the novice can assemble it. But a word of caution, there's a lot of small parts, and this model is very fragile. It just takes a wrong gust of wind to break something. And it's big, and the bigger the model, the clumsier you get with it. You start hitting obstacles and breaking parts off. So far I had this kit in a cardboard box covered up, like I did my mosquito bomber. That way you protect it from the elements, it lasts longer. Most of the time I build a car kit or a plastic model, especially airplanes. I'll make a box, put it inside there, fold the lid, throw it in the box, and forget about it. This model hasn't seen daylight since 2003, 2004, somewhere around there. I have a finished basement down below me, and I got boxes stacked from the deck all the way up to the overhead, full of models that I've built. I've got them on the walls everywhere. I go downstairs and bring them up here, back and forth. So you great fellas will keep me busy here, and I wouldn't have any other way. Okay, enough rambling right here. I'd like to be able to show you the Trumpeter 1/32 scale TBF Avenger Torpedo bomber. Excuse my back, folks. This is a big, beefy model and heavy. I'll try to get this webcam. As you can see, this airplane's all airbrushed. You can see the rear of the flaps, the anti-glare on the flaps right there, letting the crewman know that's in extended position. The right cyclone engine is highly detailed. I'll bring up the webcam, you can see it. There you go, folks. That's a good bingo. And there's the torpedo bay. And there's the massive Mark IV torpedo. Wheel wells are very detailed. All these little holes right here where rockets go at. So rockets, you got rocket shackles that fit in there. It's optional in this kit. I made this as a torpedo bomber. As you see again, you see another view of the bomb bay. A view of the tail wheel and a tail gunner. A neat little feature that Trumpeter did. They left no stones unturned in this kit, folks. None at all. Right here, in this section here, there's over here, there's an eyelet. It fits on this oleal strut right here. It goes into the wheel. This is where the catapult attaches to the aircraft, which is triangular shaped. As the airplane revs up, flaps fold down, it pulls up the deck of the carrier. The wheels are rubber. I believe they turn. I don't think it works in this thing. I'll turn it over on its back. You can see the full detail of the cockpit. This thing is loaded, folks. It's loaded. So it has the seat belts are also in this kit too. You can see all of that, folks. Like I say, I can't stress it any more than I have to. I'm starting to quit saying it. This webcam does not do justice. Hopefully by later on today or earliest tomorrow, I'll have another webcam. You can be able to see my work a lot better. You can see me in action doing my models. And the markings of this kit is from the USS Essex. A very beefy model. It's big, fellas. So any of you guys got this, you got to make sure you got plenty of room to store it. It's a wonderful airplane. There's one more 1/32 scale TBF out there. It's a vacuum form kit. It used to be a combat model, but combat went out of business. They sold it to Robert's vacuum forms. I'm not certain if he has them anymore, though, but it's a lot more or less expensive than this Trumpeter kit. So I'd like to caution you again. I can't stress it anymore. That Trumpeter kits are very expensive, as you great fellas out there know they are. If you can afford them, that's great. This old man can barely afford something like that. Moving a naval pension and the job I got, you know, everything goes on bills and food and whatever you got to do to live on. And after that, you got your Hoover flags hanging out. That's empty pockets to you. Well, the hands of time is telling me to get off here, folks. And I don't want to get rejected, overdo my boundaries. Again, I'd like to thank everybody out there for tuning in. And thank you very much for your wonderful replies. Keep them coming. I'll answer my replies, as you can tell. I love everybody out there. You guys have really made me smile and brought a couple of tears in my eyes, too. And Model 72, Model Pro 72, Lenny, thank you very much for the shout-out. I'm very honored, sir. And thank you very much, everybody. And may God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.